There, welcome to day 2 of the Nail Your Money Goal 5-day course. I'm so excited about today because today we're going to be talking about something very, very exciting and in fact revolutionary. So yesterday was day 1 and we talked about, your big idea. It was all about uncovering your big idea. What is that big idea? And I shared the acronym with you of what BIG stands for, and that was big problem, income focused, gather, proof. And we talked about the 3 things that, 3 questions that you have to answer in order to really uncover what your big money making idea is. And that was, what are your areas of expertise? What do you do so effortlessly that people marvel at? And number 3 was, what have you overcome? So today we are taking it several steps further. And day 2 is all about moving from that big idea to making it a money-making idea. Now, when I first came out of drama school, I was very, very blessed to have my first role at the West Yorkshire Playhouse. I was playing a lead role, and in fact, I have some memorabilia from my time, take a look, that I always keep. But the reason I keep my posters, especially posters from this specific event, isn't just because I like to look at myself from way back when. No, it isn't. It is because this specific job that I was doing was the first time that I learned a really huge lesson. So in the acting industry, when your play goes up, which means when it's in theatre and the audience are coming to see the play, so it's gone past the rehearsal, we've had the press night, now people are coming to watch the play, so that means the play has gone up. So when the play goes up, we are performing mostly in the evenings, which means that during the daytime you have nothing to do unless you're called in for rehearsal. Now, because the specific role that I was playing at the West Yorkshire Playhouse was 4 hours away from home, I had to move there, which meant that I had no friends. I didn't know anybody. It was scary. I was 21, first time, I had to move out, and it was absolutely scary and most importantly, very, very lonely. So I remember phoning my then boyfriend, who is now my husband, and I said to him, look, this is so scary and lonely over here. I need to do something to exercise my gift during the day so that in the evening I can go and perform. So I had the bright idea. So my big idea was that, I would phone some schools and go in and do some performances for their kids at school. Using my skills in acting, I developed some sort of workshop that I would then go to schools and show to them. It was all around bullying and, self-love and all of those things. So I knew that it would fly. So the following day I picked up the phone and I started to phone around literally every school that I could think of, that I could find online in Leeds. I phoned them and I didn't put down the phone. I had a lot of balls when I was much younger. I still do. And so I phoned all the schools and about 4 of them got back to me and they said yes. So they said yes and they had accepted my big idea. So that is lesson number 1. And that is that for your big idea to fly, people have to say yes. But how do you go from making a big idea a money-making idea? So at that time, they said yes, but they weren't willing to pay because they had no idea who I was. They had no idea how much impact I would have. They weren't willing to pay, so I wasn't making any money from this side gig that I was doing, and I did it for weeks. For as long as I was in Leeds, I did that. Now, before I share with you how I was able to take that from a big idea into a money-making idea, and that specific business later became very, very successful, giving us around 25 to 30k per month. I want to show you how we were able to do that in a moment. Before I do that, there's a few things that I want you to do. When it comes to taking your big idea and making it a money-making idea, the first thing you have to figure out is, number 1, what is your money goal, right? So I'm going to use the pound sign here. You can replace that with your currency. But what is your money goal? And number 2, what is your lifestyle goal, right? What is your money goal? What is your lifestyle goal? This is very, very important. I'm going to tell you why. So when it comes to thinking about the money goal, there are 2 things that I want my clients to look at. When we work privately, I want you to look at 2 things. The first one, again, is a big and it has a different acronym, so B.I.G. This time this stands for Basic Income Goal. So Basic Income Goal. So the first money goal you want to have in your business is your basic income goal. Now, what does that mean? It means what's the minimum amount of money you need in order to thrive, right? So pay your rent or your mortgage, feed your kids, feed yourself, put clothes on your back, basic. It's not luxury. It doesn't include holidays or giving to charity or any of those other things that, are considered a luxury. It doesn't include that Porsche that you want. It doesn't. Okay, this is your basic income goal. So let's imagine your basic income goal. Let's say it's £3,000 or $3,000, right? So 3K. That's your basic income goal. The second money goal that I want you to think about is what I call the B.A.I.G. And this stands for Big, Audacious Income Goal. Okay? Your big, audacious income goal. Now, you see, what a lot of people do, and I see this all the time, is that they go after their big, audacious income goal. So let's say your basic income goal is 3K. Let's say your big, audacious income goal, let's put it at, let's say 20K. So big, audacious income goal means that it's beyond basic now. It's audacious. This is where your holiday to Hawaii or to Cabo or whatever other island you want to go to, this is where it comes in. You're giving, you're flying your parents across the world, you going into that orphanage and saving those children and, being their mother and feeding them and looking after nations. This is your big, audacious income goal. It could be 20K, it could be 200K. It doesn't matter. Put whatever figure you want. It could be $500,000. It doesn't matter. And this is per month, by the way. So this is per month. Per month. So let's make this 50K, right? Let's make it 50K because it's big and it's audacious. See, what a lot of people do is they go after their big, audacious income goal. And what I recommend is that you go after your basic income goal. I'll tell you why I say that. You've got to dream high. That's correct. But where a lot of people fail is that they're going after goals that at the stage that they're in and with the skill set, with the resources that they have no chance under the heavens to achieve that goal, right? They have no chance on earth to achieve that goal because they don't have the tools, they don't have the resources, and mindset is not enough, and manifestation isn't enough for this. This requires work. So what I want you to do, what I recommend is, you have your big audacious goal. You're going to write it down, you're going to put it somewhere where you can see it. But your first goal isn't to reach that. Your first goal is this. Why? Because once you have your basic income goal, it gives you the spring in your step that you need. It encourages you, it motivates you, it allows you to be able to perhaps leave your 9 to 5 and pursue your passion, your business, and make it a success. At least you are covered. But when you are chasing after this goal, guess what? Number one, it's difficult to measure because it's a long way away. Look at it. Look at the distance. Look at it. It's from 3K to 50K per month. And if your business isn't even doing $500 or £500 per month, then this really is the goal, not this. So I want you to think about your money goal in two things: your basic income goal and your big audacious income goal. So don't forget that big audacious income goal because if you follow the steps that I'm sharing with you, you will get there, right? You will get there. I promise you, you will. But first, we've got to get here and then take the next step, then take the next step, then take the next. And then before you know it, from 3K, you're doing 50, you're doing 100K per month. I promise you, you can do that. That's the first thing. The second thing I want you to look at is your lifestyle goal. When I first started, my business, and one of the reasons why even though we still have our profitable daycare niche, multiple seven figures. We still have that, and it does really well. But one of the reasons why I really wanted to get into coaching is because as much as I loved our daycare business, which now, of course, we have managers and teams and everybody managing those for us, one of the things that it didn't give me was lifestyle. It didn't give me that. In fact, we could be on holiday and I would be worried. What's happening at the daycare? Are the staff doing what they need to do? In fact, we went through the stages of installing cameras everywhere. And even on holiday, or even at times when I wouldn't be at work, officially at work, but the nursery was open Monday to Friday, we would either, be watching the cameras to see what's going on. We just didn't have the peace of mind because it is a volatile industry. Not only that, the overheads were so high that we were constantly, running. We were in a hamster wheel, constantly working hard, bringing in new children, working on retention, retaining the staff, and all of these things. It gave us zero lifestyle. So we had a lot of money, but we had no lifestyle, right? Do you agree with me when I say that there are so many people who have that? They have the money, but they don't have a life. Or they have a life, but they don't have the money, right? What you want to have, if you want a lucrative business, is you want something that gives you the money that you want. First, your basic income goal, then your big audacious income goal. But there's no point in having this if you don't have the life, right? In fact, I promise you, you won't even be able to get that if you don't have the right lifestyle, because you won't be able to stick at it long enough. So that is it. So earlier I was sharing with you, about when I was at the West Yorkshire Playhouse and, my very first play, and, I started to go into schools and I was running workshops and all of those things, and they wouldn't pay. I still did it. So I want to share with you how to move from that big idea into a money-making idea. Now, the key to this is all about your business model. It's your choice of business model. Right? That is it. That is the key. So in your workbook, I have listed, I think it's 9 or 10 business models that I want you to look at very, very deeply. Because if you have your income goal after doing the work in the workbook, and you have your lifestyle goal from the workbook, then you want to choose the right business model that gives you the money that you want and gives you the lifestyle that you want. So for example, if your goal is to do 50K per month, if that is the big audacious goal that you have, or whatever the case may be, you want to think, if I had a $2,000 offer or £2,000 offer, you would have to work with 25 people if you were doing one-on-one work, right? You'd have to work with 25 people in order to be able to make that money per month. And most of it will probably go in ad spend. And let's face it, if you're working with that amount of people per month, you probably wouldn't have time for yourself, time for your kids, or time to market your business, which means that 1 month, yes, you might strike it lucky and maybe get 10 people through the door. But by the time you finish working with them, then you're like, back at running after, the marketing. Oh, now I need clients. You're back at square one. And that's exactly what used to happen to me until I decided to change my business model and in fact put in a combination of business models, i.e. a mastermind, a membership, intensives. That is my power combination that I use to have built a multi-six-figure per year business, out of nothing, virtually nothing. So that's what I want you to do. In order to move from just a big idea to a money-making idea, go ahead and do the exercise. The first part of the exercise is to really nail your money goal. The second part is your lifestyle goal. And then the third part is now to choose either 1 or 2 business models or a combination of 3 business models that you will have that will help you to reach that goal with ease. And I've given you all the tools that you need in your workbook. So right now, go ahead and grab that and do the work. Remember, nothing will change unless you do the work. Now, before you go, I have a few other things that I want to share with you. The first thing is I have some homework for you besides this task. Have a look in your workbook, some external links of videos, training that I have added in there for you as a surprise bonus. So click those once you have done this task and watch those videos because they give you other ideas to really help you to nail today's task. The second thing is accountability is very important over the course of these 5 days. So click the link in the workbook and share with us in the group. Let us know what is your power business model. That's what we call it. What is that? Tell us what it is. Tell us what that big income goal is, that audacious income goal, and how are you going to get there? And then last but not least, I will see you tomorrow for day 3, because I have an incredible training for you that will really help you go leaps and bounds when it comes to moving forward and truly nailing your money goals. So go ahead, do the work. I'll see you in the group, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you then.